Hi guys, welcome back to episode of DB Cars, and today's episode I'll be showing you guys GetGo Kia Niro Plus Hybrid. So let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so here is guys the Kia Niro Plus Hybrid from GetGo itself. So basically I'll be showing you guys the outside of the car for any damages before I show you guys the trunk space as well as the interior. So starting with the damages for this vehicle itself, there on the driver's side there isn't any obvious damage which I can spot, which is a good thing. Plus there's also no windscreen chip which I can also spot at the moment itself, which is also a good thing for this vehicle itself. Moving along towards the front, same thing, no damages to the front other than maybe some areas be a bit dirty itself, but overall still not too bad either itself. Moving on to the passenger side, same thing as the driver's side, no obvious damage as well, which is a good thing for this vehicle. So, and yeah, lastly the back of the car itself. So unfortunately the back part of the car is dirty due to dirt or debris being thrown from the back of the car, so hence it's extremely dirty itself. So yeah, before I show you guys the trunk space for the vehicle, let me just give you guys a brief introduction to this vehicle itself. So basically this is the Kia Niro Plus Hybrid. This, if you guys didn't know, this technically Kia first came out with the Niro Hybrid, which is based, this vehicle is basically based off the first generation Kia Niro Hybrid itself. So that generation is no longer in production, so it's being replaced by the second generation, it's being replaced by the second generation Niro Hybrid, which look way better and much better looking. This, in my opinion, I would say it's like Kia saying we got one more thing in our sleeve, and bam, they give us this, which is a much more tall purpose. I wouldn't say it's a purpose, it's not really taller, but not taller, it is technically built for a purpose itself. So basically if you guys see something like this on the road, I think being operated by one of our taxi companies, that is the same vehicle as this, but this is meant for private usage while that is for taxi usage. So apparently I see online the taxi version in Korea, it is also different to the civilian version of this itself. So yeah, but yeah, one difference between the Plus and the non-Plus variant of the first generation Niro Hybrid is you get a slightly taller roofline, so your headroom inside, which I'll show you later on, will be slightly better. Plus also I think one obvious thing you can see from here is it has the purpose-built grab handle right here, so it's much more easier to get into the car compared to a regular car where you usually have to do butt in first, then you get into the vehicle itself. So yeah, unlike this vehicle also technically does come with hybrid or electric version itself. So if it's the EV version, the charging port will be right at the front part right here, so probably right near to the right in front of the passenger side, so the charging port will be right here itself. But unfortunately GetGo didn't get the electric version, they decided to go with the hybrid version, which is a combustion engine, so hence you get a fuel door right here itself. So apparently there's a lever right inside there, which I'll show you guys later on how you can open up that to access the fuel door right here itself. So yeah, and that I think that's basically it for the introduction for the vehicle itself. Let me just show you guys the trunk space before I move on to the interior of the vehicle itself. So trunk space to access very simple, just need to locate the button right down below here, press on that and it will unlatch itself, and you're able to put access to the trunk space itself. So basically this is the trunk space for the Kia Niro Plus Hybrid. So I'll probably put on screen right now how much trunk space does this vehicle has. So yeah, but what do you get in the rear itself? Well, look like someone has this custom built floor mat for it. So yeah, basically velcro onto the main one, but right below it, if I could access it, you just got your spare tire, and driver's owner's manual is right there if anyone looking for it. But yeah, nothing much to show you guys in the rear itself. But going back on topic for this vehicle itself, in Korea itself, apparently this similar vehicle in Korea was the civilian version is built for camping. So technically you can use this car for camping, and apparently there'll be some camping gear right inside there. But for our version itself, unfortunately, as you guys see earlier on, we got a spare tire and yeah, basically the roadside assistant kit inside there is just really nothing much itself. But okay, yeah, I think that's basically it. But yeah, going back on topic of trunk space, if you guys want more space in the vehicle itself, technically you can just pull on this lever right here itself, pull on that, and just push forward, and the seat will go down itself. But like there's something disrupting this. Not too sure what is it, but all in all, it's still not really a flat trunk area itself, as you guys can see itself. So yeah, not really the best itself. So if you want to put stuff in, probably gotta put something down first before you can put something over it itself. So yeah, once done, you can just lift the seat back up, avoid the seat belt, lock it in, and that's basically what you got itself. So yeah, and that's basically it for the trunk space of the Kia Niro Plus Hybrid. Now let me just show you guys the rear seat itself. So to close up, there's a handle right here which you can just pull on it, and you're able to close the trunk of the vehicle itself. So yeah, that's basically that. Now let me just show you guys the rear of the vehicle itself. Alright then, now let me just show you guys the rear of the Kia Niro Plus Hybrid itself. So getting right in the car is a big issue. So basically this is what you are greeted with for the vehicle itself. So right now we are inside the vehicle itself as well as the rear. And so yeah, let me just start with the seating position wise for the Niro Plus Hybrid itself. So basically this right here is my driving position wise, and as you guys can see, I got tons of leg room, right? More than I think about 2 feet of leg room space wise for the vehicle itself, and headroom space is almost like MPP headroom, where you got tons of headroom for this vehicle itself, which is very good. And I think it's also serves a purpose why that one taxi company out there, I can't remember which taxi company it is, but you know who I'm referring to, decided to go with this for their taxi itself. So as you guys can see, there's tons of headroom, right? So tall people won't have any issues itself in the vehicle itself. Plus, if I were to slouch in this vehicle itself, it will also be very comfortable, because my legs aren't really that close to touching it, but it's about maybe 3 fingers left on either side. Plus, if you guys notice, there's also technically there's a small cutout right here where you can see that you can see a cutout for the leg itself, so that it won't be that cramped in the rear itself. So yeah, speaking about the headroom for the Niro Plus Hybrid and the Niro Hybrid itself to the first generation, this is what I meant. So basically they raised the roof of the vehicle itself slightly more, so that it can accommodate to roles such as a taxi or a personal car. Let's say you go camping, you're able to accommodate that. I think for the regular Niro Hybrid itself, it won't be able to do that, because the roof is it's like a normal hatchback roof, so it won't really have much headroom space, right? At most, if it's a regular hatchback, I think you won't have much. I think at most little bit of headroom space left in the rear itself. So yeah, that's why I think, in my opinion, this is a good vehicle for taxi version itself. So yeah, but in the rear, what are you greeted with? Well, you got a cup holder right here to put your drink if you want to. There's some space right here to put your stuff. Your door handle to get out. Your windows to wind down the windows. That you also got grab handles on all 4 sides of the vehicle, except the driver itself, which is a bit weird. And just for the rear passenger behind the driver's seat, you get a very nice hook which can hook stuff onto. So yeah, other than that, that's basically it for the vehicle. Oh yeah, and for the rear left, you get a storage net right here. So if you want to put stuff behind it, you can actually do so yourself. And the amenities are the same for that side itself, just that you don't have a hook itself, but you get a storage net right here itself. So yeah, you do also get AC vent in the rear, which you can adjust accordingly if you want to. Then there's also a thing right here where you can open and close the air vent itself. So yeah, and that let me just show. You also get a light, sorry, I forgot to mention that. You got a light right here which turn on or turn off when the doors are open itself. Alternatively, you can always just press on it to turn on the light in the rear itself. So yeah, okay, speaking about the center seat itself, one good thing about the center row seat for this vehicle itself is, as you guys can see, the transmission tunnel isn't that high, so technically you're able to accommodate. I think this vehicle can accommodate 5 people in the rear very comfortably, without any issue itself. So yeah, as you guys can see, there's a lot of headroom space wise for the vehicle itself, as well as legroom space wise. Legroom space wise, I think probably, if according to based of how the people in front adjust, technically you should have a good amount of legroom space right in the rear itself. If not, if you're sitting in the rear and you want to be stingy, you could actually technically just allocate the 2 air vent to yourself itself. So yeah, on that, oh yeah, I think in my opinion, okay, going back to the topic of sitting in the center, technically I think this vehicle should be able to accommodate 5 people in this car, no problem. Plus I think going long journey wise might be, I don't know, I wouldn't say there won't be any issue to it, but at the same time there might be some issue to it, because looking from either side, it looks like, I would say there's a 50-50 chance it might be a comfortable ride long journey wise. At the same time, it won't be. But if you ask for my personal opinion, if you want to play safe, I think 4 people should be quite comfortable in this vehicle itself. So yeah, but if you want to stretch it to 5 people in this car, I don't see any issue to it. But I think, like what I mentioned a few seconds ago, it might or might not be comfortable or uncomfortable itself. So there's a risk to it. So yeah. Alright. You do that ISO fixing point, but I think somewhere inside here, so you got to dig for it itself. So yeah. And that's basically it for the rear of the Niro Plus Hybrid. Let's move on to the front of the vehicle right now. So if you're wondering how the interior dashboard look like, this is how it looks like itself. So this is the first generation dashboard for the Niro Plus Hybrid or the Niro Hybrid itself. So the second generation, they definitely changed completely. Plus also, I had sat in the second generation Niro Hybrid already, and one thing I noticed is it had the same feature as the front. So basically there's seat detection. So basically if you are sitting in the rear seat for the second generation Niro Hybrid, it will pings you to remind you to wear a seatbelt. So yeah, that's one thing that this first generation Niro Hybrid doesn't have itself. So yeah, but other than that, let's jump to the front of the car right now. Alright, now let me just show you the front of the car itself. So basically this car comes with keyless entry itself, if GetGo give you a key itself. If not, then this feature will be quite useless, because it does have keyless entry. Keyless entry, where you can just press on this button right here to lock, as well as to unlock the vehicle itself. So yeah, and that, let me just jump to the front of the vehicle for you guys right now. So basically this is what you're greeted with for the vehicle itself. Quite a nice simple interior with the eco/hybrid wording right there itself. So yeah, first up, I'll be showing you guys the storage space you get for this vehicle itself. So basically you got one storage space right here, so just need to press on that, and you got a decent size storage bin right here. I think if the manual is here, you technically could put the manual will be right here as well. And if I have my bag, I probably could put my entire small bag inside right here itself. So yeah, not bad. Moving along, you got another small storage space right here if you want to put your stuff, maybe your phone or your wallet right here. Then you also got 2 cup holders right here. Last but not least, another decent sized storage bin with the GetGo car mount. So hopefully nobody steals that by the time it does come to your location. But if not, there's another type A port right there if you want to charge your phone itself. So yeah. Alright, so that's basically it for all the storage space you get in this vehicle. Oh yeah, sorry, we're back on this right here itself. Basically right here itself, you get a 12 volt socket outlet right there, a USB type A port, as well as another type A port to charge your phone. So I think this is for charging. This is mainly for the infotainment itself. If let's say it requires a wired connection, so either wired Apple CarPlay or wireless, or wired Android Auto itself. So yeah. Alright, yeah, going back to this right now. Basically you got 3 blank button right here, so they don't serve any purpose at all. You got your electronic handbrake as well as your auto brake hold function, which holds the brake for you when you're at a traffic light or at a steep slope. If you want to let your foot off the brake, you can this function will hold it for you itself. So yeah. Alright, moving along, you got your gear selector right here, as well as your parking sensor, which if you do not want it, you can press to turn off itself. So yeah. And also this vehicle has sports mode, so to engage sports mode, let me just show you guys. Just go all the way down, then shift to the side, and you can see the vehicle just basically just turn to sports mode right there. To go back, just shift it the other way, and you'll just go back to regular mode, which is eco itself. So yeah, that's basically that. Alright, if you're wondering how the reversing camera looks like for this vehicle, let me just show you guys that. So this is how it looks like. Basically, it has the quality is not really the best itself. So yeah, so usually what I recommend is to rely on your mirrors as well as to check your surrounding when you're reversing the vehicle. It also does come with reversing sensors, so when you're close to the vehicle, it will just beat at you itself. So yeah. And that's basically that for the gear selector area itself. Moving along, you got your climate control area. So basically, you got your temperature control for either side for a driver and passenger. If not, you can actually sync it to both driver and passenger by pressing this button itself. If you want auto climate control, and just press on this, and the vehicle will just adjust accordingly itself. So yeah, you got front and rear defrost right here to turn on your AC, and if you want to, or if you want to turn off the AC, you can just press on this itself. You got your recirculation function for the cabin of the vehicle, and you got the various airflow circulation itself. So basically, if you press on this, it will show on top right here itself. So basically, you can just see how if you want it to be adjusted at you itself. Alright, for the climate control, if you want to adjust the climate control, you can just press on climate, and it will show you guys that. Unfortunately, it's not like sometimes they will show you right on the screen right here itself. It's either they will show you on the screen right here itself if there's a dedicated screen. If not, it's on the infotainment itself. So yeah, once done, you can just press on home on the infotainment, and it will just go back to normal itself. So yeah, and you got this function which basically just it will just blow the air towards the driver itself. So basically what it does is it shut off one side of the air vent itself and just blow most of the air towards the driver itself if let's say there's no passenger with you. But in my opinion, I think this function somewhat make it less colder in the cabin itself, personally, from what I experienced so far itself. So yeah. Alright, yeah, so basically next up, you got your various shortcut keys for the infotainment. So by pressing any of these keys, it will just show up right here. You got your frequency tuner right here, as well as your volume control right here itself. Also, this on the left side itself as a turn off and turn on infotainment. So basically, you want to turn off the infotainment, just press on this. Turn on the infotainment. Sorry. So yeah. And that basically you got set up for the various function right here if you want to. If let's say you do not want to press climate, you can just press on setup, and you're able to adjust the climate right here. So the basically is more in depth, I would say. It's like more in depth on the vehicle itself. So yeah, this auto defrost I don't think is necessary. So yeah, and that's basically that for the infotainment. You got a headlight button right here, as well as two air vents which you can adjust accordingly. Then you got infotainment right here, which is touchscreen, and this also does come with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So if this look familiar to you, well, it is. Basically, this is similar to the Hyundai cars that I tested. Most of the Hyundai cars that I tested so far, it has this similar function itself. Same goes for Kia itself. I don't think Kia I see something similar, but most of the time it's Hyundai itself. So yeah, and that if you guys have used this infotainment before, I would say it's quite simple and easy to use, because it's basically touchscreen as well as it's very simple to use itself. So yeah, but most of the time when I use this infotainment itself, I just mainly use it for Apple CarPlay or basically Apple CarPlay itself. So yeah, and that if you want to know more about it, you can just definitely try out this infotainment itself. So yeah. Alright, let's move on. Miss out this. And right here you got your engine start stop. So basically this is turn on, turn off the vehicle itself. Right here you got your steering wheel itself. So basically steering wheel is quite I would say quite complex, but at the same time, you got most of your function itself right here itself. So yeah, basically on the left hand side controls the infotainment itself. So basically you got your voice command, this to refresh the infotainment itself. If let's say it lags, you can just press on that. You got your pick up and end call button if let's say it's connected to your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Volume control and your frequency tuner right here itself. And to mute the audio, just press on this itself. So press down on it and it will mute it itself. On the other side right here itself is to adjust this screen right here, as well as the cruise control or speed limiter function for this vehicle itself. So basically, I'll be showing you guys the screen right now. So if I press on that, you can see it will cycle through all the various functions for this vehicle. So basically, you got tire control, tire pressure command, as well as the other various function itself. And if you want to cycle through that, you just press down or press up on it itself. And you want to select, just press down on it. Same goes for the mute button. So just press on that, and it will just cycle through itself. So yeah, and that's basically that for the vehicle itself. Next up, you got your cruise control function. So basically, this is your cruise control as well as your speed limiter function. So to activate that, just press one time and it will show on the screen right there. So cruise, then press again for speed limiter, and press again to turn off completely itself. So yeah, right down below here is just the adaptive cruise control and how far you want to be to the car in front of you. You can just set the distance via this button right here, and this is the lane keeping assist. So it will so basically what this function does, it will steer the car according to the lane itself when the lane keeping assist function is on itself. So yeah, all right, to set the cruise control itself, just basically press on this, then press up, and you will set the speed itself. Then if you want to adjust how far or how back you want to be the car in front, you just press on this itself and press this again for the lane keeping assist thingy itself. So yeah, and that's basically that for the steering wheel itself. Okay, last but not least, let's talk about the stock itself. So the stock itself is very simple. You got your light control switch right here, which can turn the knob right here. High beam, just need to push forward and press backwards again to deactivate it. To flash your high beam, just need to pull back and you flash your high beam itself. So yeah, indicators just up or down itself, and that's basically it itself. Right down here, you got your fog light button, so you can activate the fog light via this switch itself. So yeah, on the other side right now, you got your rear wiper switch, which is via this knob right here, and you can see that thing right there. And yeah, what you just heard in the background was the combustion engine kicking on and kicking off again itself. So it's basically managing via the battery power itself, which I'll talk in a few moments time. Right here you got your wiper switch itself. So one time down to one side of the wipers, so just like that, or up one time for the auto wipers, or all the way up for continuous wiping itself. So yeah, to wash the windscreen wiper, just need to pull back and you'll just wash the windscreen for you itself. So yeah, and that's basically it for the stocks. Alright, last but not least, just got your traction control button right here itself. This to reset the 12-volt battery, your instrument brightness adjusting right here, as well as the headlight dimming switch right here itself. And right here is the fuel door, which I mentioned at the start of the video itself. So just press on that and the fuel door will open itself. So yeah, alright, last but not least, got your various controls right here for the mirrors as well as the windows. So basically you got your folding mirrors function right here. So if you want to fold the mirrors in, just press on that and the mirrors fold in and fold out again, just like that. And to adjust the mirrors, just need to switch on left, then just adjust with this D-pad thingy itself. So yeah, once done, just go back to center and you will just go back to its normal position itself. This to benefit from rolling down the windows. Then you got your lock unlock function right here, as well as your window switches for your 4 windows on all 4 sides of the vehicle itself. So yeah, that's basically that itself. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, right far behind there you got your hood release for the engine compartment itself, and right here is the fuel boxes and you're wondering itself. So yeah, alright, last but not least, if you're wondering how to adjust the steering wheel as well as the seat for this vehicle, To adjust the steering wheel, it's just via this lever right here. Just pull on it, and you're able to adjust it itself. Once done, then just pull back again, and you'll lock it in position itself. To adjust the seat, on how forward, how back, it is lever right here. The height of the seat is right here, as well as your angle is right here itself. So how back or how forward you want it to be itself. So yeah, that's basically it. Lastly, you just got your sun visor right here with the very nice mirror. Unfortunately, the light you turn on or turn off manually itself. But this mirror, this sun visor can be actually swiveled to one side to block the sun. Unfortunately, you don't really get in nowadays some vehicles where you can pull out a bit more, or some this extension thingy right there you can pull out to block a bit last part of the sun visor itself. But yeah, unfortunately that's not a thing right now in some of these cars. Same goes for the passenger side. It can be swivel out, and got the very nice mirror with the light, and that's basically it. Now for the center part, if you want to turn on the lights, you can just press on it, press again to turn off, or you want both lights to be turned on, and just press this and both lights will turn on or off, or in the center when the doors are open itself. So yeah, and right here you got a sunglasses holder right here, so you can put your sunglasses if you want to, or if not, this the SO receipt for the refilling of this vehicle itself. So yeah, and that's basically it for all the cars. That's for the car itself. Lastly, I'll just talk about the gauges itself before I end off the video itself. So the gauges itself different from your regular car itself. So yeah, since this is a hybrid, it comes with the hybrid gauge itself as well as a speedo right there itself. So basically on the left hand side, I'll be talking the left hand side of the car itself, or the instrument gauge. So basically you got your charge equal and power. So charge itself will only be, the needle will only go to charge when you're braking or you're deaccelerating. Equal is when you accelerate, and it will just show you how much acceleration or input being put towards the motor or the battery power itself. Then power is that you give when the needle will only go to power when you really give 100% power to this vehicle itself, and off is when the vehicle is switched off itself. So yeah, but moving along, you got your battery gauge right there, the hybrid battery gauge, as well as your fuel gauge right there, and in the center is your range to empty itself. So yeah, technically I never seen some, usually based on what I experienced so far for hybrid cars, I have never seen the gauge for the battery itself. It's always in the screen where you can see how much battery is being regenerated into the car itself. Then I know for Toyota you have this option of using EV mode only, where you'll be right here, then you can press, then for a few seconds you can trip in EV mode. For somehow for this vehicle it doesn't have this option, but you're able to see the regeneration function right here, as well as the regeneration function how happening at the moment back into the battery. But at the same time you're also able to see the battery gauge, so like from half charge, full charge, no charge. It's the same as the petrol tank, where you can see at the moment it's 3/4 full, and it was just slowly just run out. I'm not too sure whether you can fully run out of the hybrid battery, but I know for the fuel tank, for the combustion engine, is normal, because eventually this car will just run out of petrol and you have to refill it again right at the petrol station. For the battery power, I'm not too sure how that works, but probably I would say it works via you regenerating the car battery via slowing down or deaccelerating itself. So yeah, but I think that's basically my opinion for this car itself. I don't think I have missed out anything for this car, but if anything that I miss out, probably I don't know, maybe I'll just experience it by myself again in the near future itself. So yeah. Oh yeah, if you're wondering how to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it's very simple. Just press on this, you just go to the device connection, just press on add new, then it'll just automatically prompt your device right here, and yeah, just follow the steps on your device and you should automatically be connected to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto itself. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, I think that's basically it for this video itself. If you guys enjoyed the video itself, do click on the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click subscribe and please submit to other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in my next video.